please. We are going to start the next lecture. I'm very glad to introduce my teacher, Professor Wu Jidong, to give the next speech. When I was a bachelor degree student, Professor Wu Jidong was already a successful doctor and professor. So I'm very glad to present him, Professor Wu Jidong. I believe I don't even need to introduce him, as he's so known, everybody knows him. So let's go directly to his lecture.
Thank you.
Please.
Well, you see, actually, I was her teacher. In that case, you know how old I am? 80s. But because I'm using acupuncture, so I look like 60s. Yeah. Okay, now, what I'm going to deliver today is about cosmetic acupuncture. And as we know, cosmetic acupuncture is a new territory for our healthcare or for our professions. Now, I just show you some slides. A survey published by Professor Samuel Kummer in 2001, and as you can see, in fact, cosmetic industry has a lot of money in there. Yeah. So overall, in 2001, there were 124 billion pounds on the US dollar spent in cosmetic. But of course, mainly we will see this part. Yeah, makeups. So you can see people spend something like 22 billion pounds per year on cosmetic. That was 15 years ago. I don't know how much now. Yeah. And this was another survey by USA professors in American Society of Plastic Surgeons. And in 2005, 10 billion US dollars spent in cosmetic surgery. I'm not quite sure, how much is 1 billion, because when I was learning English, we were always confused. 1 billion means 1,000 million, sometimes text, or in UK it's 100 or something like 100,000 million. But I know it's a lot of money over there. Now, when I Google on the internet, so when I do acupuncture UK, in less than 1 second, I got 10,400,000 come out. Yeah. But when I do the acupuncture, cosmetic acupuncture in the UK, I also got 724,000 come up in 0.2 or 0.42 seconds. So therefore, you can see, in fact, cosmetic acupuncture currently weight 6.9% of whole acupuncture industry. Yeah. And that's not a lot, but comparison, actually, this is a new territory. We should be able to expand further, because as I said, there are million and billion pounds the industry over there. Now, another survey which you can see, cosmetic surgery, which in UK, when I search, in nationwide, on the global, there were 30 millions, while cosmetic acupuncture, there's 1,760,000, the website which talking about this. So therefore, cosmetic acupuncture, it is a big industry. Now, is it work or just a myth? So I give you some examples or the images which you can see. That's before, that's after. Before and after. Certainly can make some change, isn't it? And this is a Chinese lady, or old lady, using cosmetic acupuncture. That's before, and do you want to see the after? It works. It certainly works. But how? How does it work? How does it work? So this was, I think that's about this year. You know, there were some paper published in Daily Mail. Cosmetic acupuncture is the newest weapon in the anti-aging war. But can it really give you a facelift? Does it just leave you with pins and the needle? So you see, people are still, you know, not quite certain why, how acupuncture can work for cosmetic reasons. So what I'm going to do now, for the next few minutes, I would like to give you some ideas of acupuncture help patient appearance. How? I.e., you know, mechanism on improvement one's appearance, and some marketing, yeah. And how can we do more effectively to use cosmetic acupuncture in our practice? Yeah, so that was I'm going to do. Now, first of all, we need to be quite assured or convinced, yes, acupuncture can. But how? So we need to find some theoretical foundations. In fact, I was the lecturer in Nanjing and also am a lecturer in the UK. So I was very like to do something ancient literature review for you, because this is where I come from. So just to give you one or few quotes from Huangdi Neijing, Yellow Emperor's Classic of Medicine. Yeah. So you see here is from a quote from Neijing, chapter 471. Yeah, you can read both, you know, Chinese and English. So in English translation, you can see Wei Qi is the key player in acupuncture. Yeah, you can see which can travel first through the 4 extremities and to the muscles and the skin without stopping, which means which continuously traveling. Shu Wen, chapter 43, saying which not only travel to skin, muscles, but also it can travel to inside of embryos, stomach, internal organs, yeah, diaphragms, and spread in the chest and abdomen. Wei Qi travels ancient time, you know, we use these 50 circles. 50 circles, i.e. 25 in the day, 25 in the night. But of course, we may not be able to prove whether it is 25 or 24.5 or 26.5 in the daytime. We don't know exactly. But at least we can see from ancient Chinese physicians, their idea is talking about this which continuously travels all day and night, everywhere. And Ling Su chapter 35 again, yeah. So this is another function of Wei Qi. Yeah, he said it travels in different directions, yin with yang alternations, and with this in your mind, it can be called the harmony of heaven in Chinese, 天和. Yeah, everything in the good order. Everything in the good order. Chapter 47, Ling Shu, which is able to warm up muscles, to fill up skin, to nourish pores, and to control the opening and the closing of the pores. So you can see actually which are more and more closely related to our human bodies. Yeah, you see, skin, pores. How do you nourish the pores? How do you change the pores? That means actually, whenever you're using acupuncture, possibly in the face or in somewhere, it certainly can have this kind of impact, i.e. facelift. Yeah, facelift, just by stimulate Wei Qi. Control the opening and the closing of the pores. That's talking about sweating, perspiration. But this perspiration, actually, if you sweat a lot, that means, you may dehydrate it of your skin. If you don't sweat, you possibly may also cause another issue, which means oiling. You won't be able to expel this metabolic waste or toxins from your body. So Wei Qi should be able to do this. When Wei Qi is in harmony, the muscle will be in good condition, the skin will be soft and tender, the pores will be under control and dense. So of course, this dense we know, oh yes, this is the Wei Qi, because make the skin stronger, and then pathogenic factors like wind, cold, damp may not be able to penetrate. Well, this is from this end, in fact, we translate the Wei Qi as defensive Qi. Yeah. But to my understanding, possibly we may just misunderstood the Wei Qi's real meaning. It's not only just defense, it can do far more than defense. Yeah. Now here, another slide. When a person consumes spirit, alcohol, yeah, the Wei Qi will travel in the skin and it will travel to collaterals, which means network, yeah? And when Wei Qi and Yin Qi are in abundance, well, we know the Yin Qi, normally we translate it as a nutritive Qi, another Qi, yeah? The channel will be in abundance and the pulse becomes strong. Now here I always use this slide to test our students. What does here mean? What you really can see, what is the Wei Qi here? You see, when we just, ancient time, they did not know, what kind of the nerve system they stimulate. But they just give you daily examples or the phenomena. Whenever you drink alcohol, especially if you drink a little bit more, and then what can happen? Tell me, please. Huh? Just like before you get in, a little bit high, or you are become higher. So our heartbeat increased, blood pressure raised, and the face what?
Red.
Red. Why it's red?
Circulation.
Yeah, why it's red? Well, circulation, what stimulates the circulation? In Chinese, ancient Chinese understanding, it's due to Wei Qi. It is due to Wei Qi. So you can see, actually, Wei Qi certainly can play a very important role in our physiology. Yeah, in our physiology. So, currently translation we say that actually Wei Qi have impact on our defensive system, on the circulatory systems, and control the pores and the sweats, and control body temperatures. Yeah, body temperatures. So you can see, fundamentally, the Chinese theory or Chinese medicine theories definitely will allow us to claim acupuncture can change a person's appearance. And because this is the Nanjing guys meetings, so I was teaching in the Nanjing University. I remember when I was practicing with Professor Yang Changshen, in our clinic for a few years, and he always said, you see, that lady, after 3 months treatment, although originally come for frozen shoulder, unable to move. The patient is still after 3 months, still not completely okay, still a little bit pain, although it's better. He said, and he would say to me, actually, you can see his face, his appearance is much better than the first. We talk it privately. So although the patient deny, the full recovery of the frozen shoulder. Actually, we changed her appearance. So that is give us something like, acupuncture can cause addiction, or the acupuncture treat addictions, but also make people addicted to your stimulations. Well, you can see that if something can stop doing something, but also can cause doing something. So this is, you have to research, if you check your patient, oh, this patient will come from me for 10 years, be careful. He or she might be addicted to your acupuncture treatment. But of course, it's good for our business. As long as you don't stimulate over-treating this kind of patient. Yeah. So clinically, we see a lot of the cases, acupuncture certainly can, and help to improve a person's appearance. Yeah. So how acupuncture improve a person's appearance? We can say actually just by this. Stimulate Wei Qi. Stimulate Wei Qi. So I will not agree to say, oh, Wei Qi means defensive Qi. No, Wei Qi is far more than defensive Qi. So what is it in English? I don't know. Possibly, maybe most close translation to me, it might be just Yang Qi, or Yin and Yang. While Yin Qi, nutritive Qi, we can say that's Yin Qi. So in the end, acupuncture is just to stimulate, balance yin and yang. Yeah, yin and yang. So acupuncture can help appearance change in what way? Well, mentally, make people feeling better. Physically, we can see change. You can take image, you can take pictures before treatment and after treatment. So this is no doubt. So therefore, I just want to let you know, we should be, be strong. Yes, we can treat. We can make people feeling better, make people look younger, yeah, appearance. Now, currently, practice of cosmetic acupuncture. Well, I did some stuff. I'm not specialized. I'm not specialist in cosmetic acupuncture. In fact, my wife does. She does more acupuncture for cosmetic reasons. But mainly, I just refer to her, I don't want to, because I'm a doctor, I can do more, like Dr. Fu. I can treat more severe conditions, while this one is just not urgent, yeah. So I did some research for current acupuncture cosmetic. Well, there are two groups. One is by our conventional, I use orthodox acupuncturists, just like us. Yeah, just like us. And another is by beauty therapists. It's by the beauty therapist. Now, these are the two main marketing at the moment. By conventional acupuncture, like traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture, our philosophy is just through regulate yin and yang, regulate zhang fu, regulate qi, blood, body fluid, or essence, whatever. But in the end, just regulate yin and yang. So we only based on TCM practice and principles. We just use conventional acupuncture points. For example, yin tang, taiyang, jiache, yin xiang. This facial acupuncture points. Yeah, we based on this, based on the acupuncture points. And how many needles we can use? I don't know, maybe 5 or 15, maximum, because we don't want to use too many needles. It costs money, yeah? But I don't want to do that because everybody knows. I just want to give you another group or another troop which they steal our skills, acupuncture skills, by them. They are specialized. So these beauty therapists, they were trained on making people feeling better and making beauty. But in the meantime, when they find stimulation on the face by acupuncture, it can make a big difference. It's more like give them the instant facelift. Yeah. Sometimes patients say it's better than inject the Botox. Yeah. So how do they do it? Actually, their procedures are quite complicated. Normally, one treatment would involve about 1 hour. And then in the meantime, you pay, they charge you for £80, yeah, or 150, depends. So their process is based on their beauty therapies. First of all, they need to clean and remove dirty and oil stuff by applying some lotions, yeah. And then they use needles. And needles, it's not only just 1, 2, or 15. They can use a lot. Well, this is not a real the cosmetic, but this is more cosmetic acupuncture needles. So it's mainly stick needles along the wrinkles, along the muscles and wrinkles by many, something like 50 or 100 needles. Yeah. And then, when the needles are all in place, actually this kind of the very tiny small needles, how can you manipulate? How can you do 烧山火透天凉? It's impossible. Yeah, they use a special needle. I will show you what is a special needle look like. Yeah, and then how do they do that manipulations? Because it's too small and too many, so they will use a kind of magnetic bar to rotate on this point surface for a few times, which means to stimulate these channels or the needles. Yeah. So the most famous one is this one, Acuregan. If you Google search Acuregan, yeah, she created this kind of, at least she's doing that. I don't know whether she made a series of products. Yeah, from special needles to lotions, and to after treatment they give you another lotion, and then you look through the mirror, all changed. Yeah, so then you should be able to have confidence to attend this evening's party or any kind of special event. Make you feel, in fact, they can make a big difference. Yeah. So this is what we can see in current treatment, and they call it the needles around the wrinkles and the muscles, and they use special lotions before, during, and after. In fact, this, and then they apply these lotions called the toner to make your skin harder. Yeah, so therefore make the skin, loose the skin, firm. No, not hard. Hard is not the worst possible. Firm. Yeah. So this is the treatment. Yeah, this is the treatment. And by this special beauty therapist, so they can definitely give you a treatment with normal acupuncture and facial treatment, and can have an instant skin wrinkles reduction or removal. Yeah. So that's why they call it, have very new names: skin rejuvenation, 再生, yeah, anti-aging, 抗衰老. So your confidence is back. Yeah, your confidence is back. Now, what needles you can see? This is 1 Chun needle. This is 1 Chun. And second is half Chun. And the third one, actually, is our acupuncture needles we use. It's called the hypodermal. Yeah, hypodermal. Hypodermal needle. And the number 4, actually, it is the real acupuncture, or the cosmetic acupuncture needles. You see, it's so small. So that's why you can't use your 烧山火透天凉 manipulation, lifting and thrusting. You have to use a special, magnetic, so as to improve the effect. Yeah. Now this is another. You can see hypodermal needles. So this needle costs quite a lot of money, Because even you just buy one box or 100 for example, actually the guy who was displayed at Phoenix, his company sell these needles. So I got some sample from him when I visited his the warehouse. Yeah, it costs quite a lot of money. So actually it's more than like we do in like £2, £3 for 100. That may be like £10. So you have to put this cost in your treatment. So that's why they can charge £80 or £150 for one session of the treatment. Yeah. So therefore we can see, actually acupuncture can have Botox effect, facelift. But as we know, Botox, it is very obviously it can make a big change. But don't forget that Botox have quite a lot of the side effects. And people hate use these kind of toxic stuff injected in the body. Yeah. So acupuncture is non-invasive, less side effect, but also can achieve same destination. Why not? So here I would say, if you want to be a specialist in cosmetic acupuncture, there are still plenty of space and the marketing is there. But you need to do more training in beauty therapist. So if you are the acupuncturist plus a beauty therapist, the certifications, you can do this kind of the business. Yeah. So this is my presentation and some kind of website which you can see here. And thank you.
It's question time.
Any question? Okay, please. Let's put question first.
So my question is how frequent the treatment will take for cosmetic acupuncture?
How frequent?
How frequent?
Treatment frequency.
That would decided by what kind of the effect you want. If you want just like to attend a party for tonight, you just have one treatment in the afternoon. But if you want to have a long term as a Chinese acupuncture treatment, I regulate your 脏腑 internals. Yeah, weekly base for about 10 sessions. That will have a long lasting effect.
More questions?
One more.
Just one more. There, please.
Okay.
No, my question is, just now you try to explain the defensive energy in English, right? And then in Chinese medicine we'll see 胃气. But we also know the 胃气 yin xue is in a full different level, from a shallow level to the deeper level, either in kind of physical way or kind of pathogenic way. What are you going to translate or explain the second level, qi, in English? Sure, thank you very much.
Well, qi translation in English, mainly we just translate it as energy. But this is a very broad sense or translation, which just like yin and yang, you don't know exactly what does it mean. So qi can be translated in a different area with different meaning. If we say, whenever you stimulation with acupuncture treatment on the acupuncture point, we said 得气, the qi arrival. This is a different qi. This is not energy. Actually, this is the narrow translation is sensation, needing sensations. So I think the best way to translate the qi is just to translate it as qi. No more. It will depend on which area you are using.
More precise, because I don't want to negative here, because you said the defensive, the weight, which is yang qi, but yang qi is including either narrow way or wide way. So, but over here, literally it's a shallow level. But how about the second level, which is maybe related with digestion system? All right.
Well, okay. You see, the Wei Qi also travel to inside, to the internal organs. Yeah. In the daytime, Wei Qi more travel onto the surface, yang channels. But in the evening, night, they travel to the internal organs. But in the meantime, they also look after yang aspect. So they're not always completely, daytime 100% on outside, in time 100% inside, and the internal organs. They may have some variations from time to time. So we have a special, the circulation routine of Wei Qi traveling, which has already documented in Yellow Empress Classic. And plus, we also have Yin Qi, nutritive Qi. So that nutritive Qi is comparison with Yang Qi or Wei Qi. So both Yin Qi and Wei Qi, these two more like, you can say actually in the end, it is yin and yang. Both, not always yin, not always yang, but as symbols to look after each different aspect. I hope that can explain, answer your questions.
Thanks very much for Dr. Jidong. He used a very humor way to understand the mechanism of cosmetic acupuncture.